is the new podcast, and it would be only 3 episodes per year. Okay, now, Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. It is me, Michaela de Santa, and I am here to welcome you to my channels. According with titles, yes, today we are roasting here Donald Trump, the Honorable President of United States of America. Well, here's a disclaimer that I am the supporters of Donald Trump, and here we can see the Donald Trump is my favorite president of United States of America. But now, here we can see, today I am roasting Donald Trump in the topic of the toxic feminist Tulsi Gabbard. Your point is about topic is Iranian terrorist, particularly here Mustafa Khomeini terrorist. Okay, and now let's check it. What has happened here? Well, and here we can see that is the points. It is all about the accountability of Donald Trump's. And recently, we could see that Tulsi Gabbard has resigned from Director of National Intelligence Agency. Now it is he, my favorite handsome man, Donald Trump, the favorite United States presidents. And now here we can hear he became president on 2024 elections and contests and seat on to be president of United States of America in the January 2025. And now let's check at the moments what's going on about the points. It is point about Tulsi Gabbard. And here my demand is, here my question to Donald Trump is, why Tulsi Gabbard is not in court? I mean why Tulsi Gabbard is not in judiciary court? And now let's check at the moments. Well, and now here we can see, let's check it. And here, now, let's contest the topics of the United States naval submarines. Okay. Now here point is here, it is the shortest route where the departure is New York of the United States of America, and here arrival is and their arrival is somehow our Bandar Abbas port of Iran. Okay, and now let's check it. Let's contest the shortest route. Okay, first of all, here we can check. Well, departure is New York, and then here the first stop is here Miami. What is the first stop? Here first stop is Miami of United States of America, particularly here Florida of it would be Florida of United States of America. Then here second stop is the sea beach between Western Cuba and Eastern Cuba. Hence here sea beach between next stop is sea beach of Venezuela, and next stop is sea beach of French Guiana, and hence here we can see the next stop is sea beach near to southern Portugal, and here we can see this moment the sea beach near to Strait of Gibraltar between Spain and Morocco. And now Here we can see it is the moments. Well, sea beach between here Tunisia and Italy. Then the next stop is Tel Aviv, the city of Israel, and next stop is Suez Canal, the of Egypt. Then here we can see the Strait of Agents. Then it next stop is Gulf of Aden, and then next stop is Gulf of Hormuz to returns to here Bandar Abbas, port of Iran. Okay, and now here we can see it is clearly we can state that our enemy of United States of America is Mustafa Khomeini, particularly here Iranian revolutionary terrorist. Okay, what is the United States submarines naval distance? That is here 11,686 nautical miles. And now here we can see what is 11,686 nautical miles. We can find the meaning of that. 11,686 nautical miles is almost 21,642 kilometers 472. That means it is almost, we can state here 11,686 nautical mile means 22,000 kilometers as a naval distance. And now, okay, and now here we can see that is the significant points, and here that is our the beautiful statements as we can notify. Okay, now here we can see well, here as a disagreement between Donald Trump versus here Tulsi Gabbard, and here we are here to we are here to roast Donald Trump just because Donald Trump did not fulfill his accountability to take any action against here Tulsi Gabbard. I mean, here Donald Trump's responsibility was he would sue Tulsi Gabbard on the United States Supreme Court. I mean the United States Capital Federal Courts of Washington DC. Okay. Now, what I am saying that Donald Trump did not fulfill his responsibility to sue Tulsi Gabbard on the United States Capital Federal Courts. Here I am showing you. And now, let's talk about the moment. So here we can see, accordance with Donald Trump's plans, here we can see here Donald Trump's plan is United States naval submarines can contain the velocity to be 220,000 kilometers per second. But on the other hand, what is the statement of Tulsi Gabbard? Here, Tulsi Gabbard's statement was here. What's going on? Well, oh my gosh! Here we can see. In this cases, here what is the points? In this case, Tulsi Gabbard's statement was here United States naval submarines velocity should be 22 kilometers per hour. Now let's check it. Well, here naval distance is 22,000 kilometers. Then what is the meaning of 22,000? I apologize. Now here we can see. Let's check what is the meaning of 220,000 kilometers per second versus what is the meaning of 22 kilometers per hour. And now let's check at the moments. Well, in these cases, now when we could see at the moments, well, when the naval distance is 20,000 kilometers per, I mean, oh Now we can see when the naval distance is 22,000 kilometers. Well, the naval velocity to be 220,000 kilometers per second is here. Naval time would be 0.1 seconds. That means, well, today is the Independence Day of United States of America. Accordance with the time zone of Tel Aviv, the city of Israel, and it is clear that in United States time zone, tomorrow is the United States Independence Day. And now, let's check at the moments. And here we can see accordance with United States time zones. It is clear, well, July 3rd, 2026, morning 6 o'clock. Here, United States Navy departure times and arrival time on Bandar Abbas port on Iran would be here, accordance with New York time zone, morning 6 o'clock, 1 second past. Here, July 3rd, 2026. That is the plan of the Donald Trumps. Okay. Now we can see these moments. And on the other hand, what is the Tulsi Gabbard's plans? Here, Tulsi Gabbard's plan is here United States naval submarine would be 22 km per hour. That means when naval distance would be 22,000 kilometers, naval timing would be here almost 83 days, 4 hours. Okay. Now here we can see this points. What is 86 days from the July 1st? Here we can see July and August contains here 62 days. Okay. Now 86 subtracted by 62 is almost 26 subtracted by 2. That is here 24. Well, here when departure time would be morning 6 o'clock, July 3rd, 2026. Here we can see arrival time would be morning 10 o'clock, September 24, 2026. That was the plan of Tulsi Gabbard about United States naval submarine. But the irony is that here United States Honorable President Donald Trump know the matters. That's how Tulsi Gabbard is the American traitors. But still, here is my question: that why Donald Trump did not take any actions against Tulsi Gabbard? Oh, here we can see this in May 2026, Tulsi Gabbard has been resigned. But now, what is the responsibility of Donald Trump? Well, here, accordance with Tulsi Gabbard's plan on United States naval submarine, departure time is morning 6 o'clock. Well, July 3rd, 2026. Arrival time is morning 10 o'clock, September 24th, 2026. When naval distance is 22,000 kilometers. And that is the national betrayal against the United States of America. And it is the national security threat for United States sovereignty. But still, here the point is why. Here my question is why Donald Trump did not fulfill his responsibility, where his responsibility was to sue Tulsi Gabbard on the Washington federal courts in the case of national betrayals, where Tulsi Gabbard can be sentenced in death penalty. Here, that was the responsibility of Donald Trump. But my question is, why Donald Trump did not fulfill his responsibility? That is my questions. And now here we can see this, somebody want to see that I would say something seconds Donald Trump to support Hillary Clinton's and Kamala Harris. I do not do it. I never do it. More than my next live stream would be, to roast Donald Trump because of the failure of responsibility against here Hillary Clinton or Kamala Harris. And now let's check the moments coming to the today's live stream. And now here we can see this moments. Here is the significant points. Let's discuss about the kinetic energies. And now let's check the points. Well, now when the naval distance is 22,000 kilometers and naval timing is 0.1 seconds and velocity is 220,000 kilometers per second. And here it can be considered as the calculations of the Albert Einsteinian kinetic powers. Okay, now let's check the points. What is the kinetic energy? And here we can see, let's discuss about the here kinetic energies discussions. But first of all, let me see that what is the ratio of here velocity of United States naval submarine divided by the velocity of lights. Okay, and here we can see this moments. Well, and here now let me take it the points. 220 divided by 300. And now let's check is what is other points. That would be 0.734. Okay, now here we can see the points. Now when the velocity is 220,000 kilometers per second, then what is the value of lambda subtract by 1? Okay, now let's come into the points of the value of lambdas. Now here we can see 1 divided by square root of bracket of 1 subtract by 0.734, and here you can see this moments square enter bracket close. Okay, now let's check it. Well, now here we can see the what is the value of lambda. That is 1.47243. Okay, hence now here we can see what is the value of lambda subtract by 1s. Here we can see this, the lambda subtract by 1 is 0.47243. Okay, now here is the momentums at the points. Okay, and now let's discuss at the moments what is your kinetic powers distance. As well, what is the statistic energy when the weight of the United States naval submarine is 34 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 kilograms? That is my significant questions. And now let's check it. What is the matters of the points? Well, 0.47 guys. Here we can see the calculations of statistic energy is here 34 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 multiplied by 9 multiplied by 10 to the power 16, where here velocity of light is 3 multiplied by 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Okay, and now let's check at the moments here. What is 34 multiplied by 9? That is 306. And what is your 6 by 16, that is 22. Hence, the statistic energy is of the United States naval submarine is here 306 multiplied by 10 to the power 22 joules. Okay. Now let's come into the points. What is here kinetic energy? Okay. In that cases, so here we can notice first. Well, just wait for. Well. Here we can see this points. Kinetic energy is here 306 multiplied by 10 to the power 22. That can be multiplied by here 0.47243. And now what is the kinetic energies? That is here 1.446 multiplied by 10 to the power 24 joules. Okay. Now here you can see the points. It can be considered as 1446 multiplied by 10 to the power 21 joules. And now let's check it. What is the meaning of that? And it can be see. We can see that what is 21? That is 15 is sum by 6. That means here the naval submarine's velocity would be here 1446 quadrillion megajoules. Now here we can see the sponge. And now let's check it the moments. What would be the kinetic powers? Well, the equation of kinetic power is kinetic energy divided by travel times. Well, the travel time is 0.1 seconds, and now here we can see this moments. Travel kinetic energy multiplied by 10 is kinetic powers. That means here we can see this moment. Well, kinetic power is 14,460 quadrillions megawatts. And now that is the significant truth. Okay. And now here is it is the plan of the Honorable President Donald Trump's kinetic powers of United States naval submarines. Now let's discuss discuss Tulsi Gabbard's plans. Okay. Now here you can see the points. What is Tulsi? According to Tulsi Gabbard's plan, here velocity is 22 km per hour. Now let's convert 22 km per hour into meter per second. Well, here we can see that 22 multiplied by 1000 divided by 3600. That is here, 220 divided by 36. Okay. And now, here we can see this points. What is 220 divided by 36? And now, here we can see this moments. That is almost 6.12 meter per second. As a round figure, that is almost 7 meter per second. Is the meaning of 22 km per hour. Okay. Now what is velocity square? That is here 49 meter per second square. Okay. Now let's take the moments. When the complete weight of United States naval submarine is 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 kilograms. Hence, here half of weight of United States naval submarine is 17 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 kilograms. Now let's check it. What is the calculations of kinetic energy of United States naval submarines according to the plans of Tulsi, Gabbard, that is said here 17 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 multiplied by 49. Okay. Now let's check it the points. Here we can control the calculation difference, and now let's check it the moments. Well, what is 49 multiplied by 16? Okay, that is 784. Well, and we can see this the moments. The kinetic energy of United States naval submarines accordance with the plan of Tulsi Gabbard is here 784 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 joules. Okay. And here the travel time is almost 83 days 4 hours. That means here 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 seconds. And now let's check at the moments what's going on when here we can calculate the kinetic power as here 786 multiplied by I forgot 784 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 joule divided by 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 seconds. And now it is the moments that is the significant points. Well, here we can see 784 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 that can be divided by bracket of 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 second bracket close. Okay, and now let's check it what's going on. That is almost 218 watts. Okay, now let's check at the moments, and here we can see the difference. The difference is when kinetic powers when accordance with the Honorable President Donald Trump, here kinetic powers of United States submarines would be here 14,460 quadrillion megawatts. Here Tulsi Gabbard's United States naval submarine kinetic power is 218 watts, and that is the significant moments the Tulsi Gabbard can. Tulsi power. Well, let me take a breath. Tulsi Gabbard plans is only to weaken the United States naval submarines. That is the knowledge of the Donald Trump. But now here we can see what is the responsibility of Donald Trump, the Honorable President of United States of America. Here the responsibility of United States of American President Donald Trump is to sue Tulsi Gabbard on the United States Federal Supreme Court and ensure that Tulsi Gabbard would be sentenced as a death penalty because of the national betrayals against United States sovereignty, when the point is to eliminate Mustafa Khomeini, the supreme leaders of Iranian terrorists. And now, here is the points to be noticed. Now, irony is that here Tulsi Gabbard did not fulfill her here irony is that here Donald Trump did not fulfill his responsibility to provide death sentence to Tulsi Gabbard. And now here is my question, that why the Honorable United States President Donald Trump did not provide death sentence to Tulsi Gabbard, where Tulsi Gabbard is planning to weaken the United States national naval submarines against the Iranian terrorists. And that is the significant disappointments for our United States citizens. And now that is the our questions as we have to ask to our honorable United States President Donald Trump. Okay. Now let's get the points. It is the secondly moments as okay. Now here we can see. Well, that is the short rules. Well, now what is the fuel? Here, according with Donald Trump's plans, here the fuel would be artificial solar arc reactor with a temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666,666 degrees Celsius. On the other hand, Tulsi Gabbard's accordance with Tulsi Gabbard plans, here fuel would be the cargo ship. And now let's take at the moments. Let's discuss about the points. What would be the fuel weight as a plan of Donald Trump, and what would be the fuel volume as a plan of Tulsi Gabbard. Now let's check at the moments. Well, first of all, here we can see these points. Well, now here we can notify. Well, why we calculate the kinetic energies? Well, here now here is the significant moments. The calculation of fuel weights would be here 1446 multiplied by 10 to the power 21 joule as a kinetic energy of United States naval submarines against Iranian terrorists under the plan of Donald Trump, divided by the bracket of 15,408 joule per kilogram per Kelvin as a specific heat of artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666,666 degrees Celsius. Now let's check at the points. What is the fuel weights? That is 1.41 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 666,649 kilograms of artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666,666 degrees Celsius. That is the fuel plans of Donald Trump about United States naval submarine to attack on Bandar Abbas, the Iranian terrorist naval submarine. Iranian naval terrorist. And now that is the significant points at the moment. And here we can discuss at the points. It is the plans of the Honorable President Donald Trump. Now, what is the plans of Tulsi Gabbard? And here that is the discussions. According with Tulsi Gabbard's plans, well, now let's calculate the fuel volumes. Well, according with the Tulsi Gabbard's plans, here when the kinetic energy would be 784 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 joules, that can divided by here a bracket of 2000 joule per kilogram per Kelvin as a specific heat of cargo ship oils multiplied by 50 as a degree Celsius as a highest temperature difference multiplied by 1.01 kilogram per liters as a density of cargo ship oils. Now let's check it. What's going on? Here we can see almost here that would be here 7763 liters of cargo ship oils. Well, that is the plans of the Tulsi Gabbards. And now let's take it the points. Now here we can see these moments. Okay. Now we can now let's take it the comparisons. Well, this is on the shortest route to go here. I mean, it is the shortest route to contents at distance against here distance between New York of the United States of America versus here Bandar Abbas port of Iranian terrorists as a 22,000 kilometer per second. And here, well, Donald Trump's plan is here fuel would be here 1.4 on multiple by 10 to the power negative 666,649 kilograms of artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiple by 10 to the power 666,666 degrees Celsius. On the other hand, now listen, what is the fuel as a plan of Donald Trump? Just because Donald Trump, the honorable president of United States of America, can contest here United States naval submarine with the velocity to be here 220,000 kilometer per second. And now, on the other hand, what is the plan of Tulsi Gabbard? That is 7,763 liters of cargo ship oils for United States naval submarines. Hence, that the following submarine, United States naval submarine velocity would be 22 km per hour. Now here we can see the points. And now let's check this. What is the con of 22 km per hour? In the cases here, well, Mustafa Khomeini, the supreme leaders of Iranian terrorists, would be aware about the words would be aware about here American submarine, and they can prepare in 20 days or 60 days, and they can attack on whom? United States naval submarines. And here United States naval submarines can be defeated to Iranian naval terrorist submarines under Mustafa Khomeini. That is the plan of Tulsi Gabbard. Hence, here Tulsi Gabbard's fuel is 7,766 liters of cargo ship oils for United States naval submarines. And that is the point. And it is the knowledge of the honorable President Donald Trump. But irony is that Donald Trump did not provide the death sentence on Tulsi Gabbard in the United States capital federal courts. And now here is my question, that why Tulsi Gabbard is not provided as a death sentence by hook and by crook. That is my question to the honorable President of United States of America, Donald Trump. And that is my significant question at the point. And here we can see now here this is my point here. Donald Trump did not fulfill his responsibility to show on whom show on here Tulsi Gabbard. I mean, Donald Trump fulfilled his Donald Trump did not fulfill his responsibility, where his responsibility was to sue Tulsi Gabbard to the death penalty. And now Here is my question to Donald Trump that why Tulsi Gabbard is still alive. That is my significant questions. Okay, and now let's check at the moments. Here we can see that is the points that can be noted. Well, now here we can see that it is 22,000 kilometers is the shortest naval distance. Okay, here we have discussed on the departure to be New York of United States of America. Okay, and now let's check at the moments. Well, here I would change the departures. Okay, now let's check it. Well, here we can see departure is Oma. Now we can see this the points. It requires the refreshments. Departures is your house tone. House tone. And here, what is the points? It is the middle places. Tel Aviv, the capital city of Israel. Okay, and now let's check at the points. The arrival is Iran. Okay, now here we can see this is the points to be noticed, and here we can check the moments. Well. Now here we can see. Well, from departure to be Israel. Here now let's check at the moments. Next stop is here Strait of Aden. Next stop is Gulf of Aden. And now, well, next stop is here sea beach near to Tanzania. Okay. Well, now let's check it. Next stop is where? The sea beach near to Mogadishu. Okay. Now let's check at the moments. Sea beach near to where? Well, eastern sea beach of South Africa. And here next point is sea beach near to words. Part the sea beach of Australia. And next is here sea beach near to here eastern Indonesia. Okay. Now here sea beach near to both of Sri Lanka and Maldives. Okay. Well, sea beach near to here Surat, and sea beach near to Karachi, and hence the sea beach near to what? Well, Strait of Hormuz. Okay, sea beach near to here Gulf of Oman. It is from Israel to Bandar Abbas, port of Bandar Abbas. Now let's check it. What is the moments? What is the first part when the departure is here? Houston and the middle place is Tel Aviv, the city of Israel. Okay. Now let's check at the moments. From departure to be housed on the city of Texas, provincial state of United States of America. And here, first sea beach is Gulf of Mexico, well, near to the all of eastern sea beach of Mexico, sea beach of eastern Mexico. Well, then here it is would be here. No, less stop is sea beach near to where Guatemala. And now let's check at the moments. What is the moment? It is we can see the what is the points sea beach near to where Nicaragua. Well, the sea. Oh my God, nice. And here we can see sea beach near to Caracas, the capital city of Venezuela. Okay. And now let's check it the momentums at the points to be noted first. Well, sea beach near to French Guiana. Well, and now sea beach near to where the sea beach near to Brazil, and hence we can see these points here. Sea beach where sea beach near to well Buenos Aires. Okay. Now here we can see these points that can be significant. Well, now here we are working, but we could not work properly. It is our failure, as we accept it. Okay. Now here we can see. Well, and now here we can. Who is the sea beach? Well, sea beach near to Iceland, the country of Europe. Okay. Now here we can see what is the point. Sea beach near to Ireland. Then what sea beach near to Plymouth, the city of England. Okay. Now sea beach near to northern Portugal, and here sea beach near to southern Portugal. Okay. Then here sea beach near to what? Sea beach near to here Gibraltar. Hence here sea beach near to sea beach in the next stop is sea beach near to Algeria. Okay. Now here we can see the middle is in the next stop is the sea Mediterranean Sea middle between Tunisia and Italy. Hence the next stop is Tel Aviv, the city of Israel. Now from Israel to Iran, we have mentioned the points. Okay. And now let's check it. What is the total nautical, what is the naval distance? That is almost 34,479 nautical miles. Okay. And now here we can see this is the moments. Well, what 34,449 nautical miles. Oh, it would be 470 miles. Okay. Well, what is the meaning of 34,479 nautical miles? That is 63,855 kilometers, 108 meters. That means it's a round figures the meaning of 34,479 nautical mile is almost 64,000 kilometers. Okay. And now let's discuss the personal plans of the Donald Trump about the United States naval submarines. Now, in that cases, here we can see the in these cases, here the honorable points to be notified. What is 64 multiplied by 4? That is here 240 some by 16. That means 256. Okay. Well, 64 is 2 to the power 6, and here 4 is 2 squares. Well, 2 to the power 6 multiplied by 2 square is 2 to the power 8, that means 256. Well, according with Donald Trump's here naval velocity of United States military submarine is 256,000 kilometer per second. Well, 256,000 kilometer per second. And now 256,000. In this cases, what is the benefit of the velocity of 256,000 kilometer per second as a velocity of United States naval submarines, naval military submarines? That is here when departure time is morning 6 o'clock, June 3rd, 2026. Here arrival time would be morning 6 o'clock, 0.25 second past June 3rd, 2026. And that is the beautiful moments. Okay. Well, that is the beautiful plans of Donald Trump about United States naval military submarines. But now, here is the point that what is here the ugliest plans of Tulsi Gabbard. In these cases, well, according with Tulsi Gabbard's plans, here United States naval military velocity, United States naval military submarines velocity would be 60 km per hour. But now, well, here the naval distance is 64,000 kilometers. Then what is the meaning of 60 km per hour? That means here it would be almost 4 multiplied by 83 days, 4 hours. Well, 4 multiplied by 4 hours, it would be 16 hours, but well, driving period is 12 hours per day. That would be here almost 1 day 4 hours. Okay. Now here we can see this moments. Now what is 83 multiplied by 4? 3 multiplied by 4 is 12, and here 8 multiplied by 4 is almost 32. Well, here we can see this once the times required should be almost 333 days, 4 hours. Okay. And now, here we can see this point. Well, today's calendar is 2026 and the next calendar would be, well, 2027. Hence, here is the calculations. They will. What is 365 subtract by 333? That means here 65 subtract by 33. That means 35 subtract by 3. That is 32. Okay. Now let's say calculation here. 32 days end with here June 3rd, 2027. Okay. Now here that can be considered as a 29th days. Here end would be June 1st, 2027. Well, Now, July 3rd, July 1st, 2027. Now we can see what is June contains 31 days. 31 substitute by 29 would be here almost 2. Well, that means here when departure time would be morning 6 o'clock. Here July 3rd, 2026, and arrival time would be June 2nd, well, 2027 at morning 10 o'clock. Well, now we can see the points. Where is arrival when the departure time would be morning 6 o'clock, July 3rd, 2026. Now, where is arrival time to be morning 10 o'clock, June 2nd, 2027, and where is arrival time to be morning 6 o'clock, 0.2 seconds past, July 3rd, 2026. And now, in this cases, now, because when the velocity we are discussing, where is 60 km per hour and where is 256,000 km per second. And here, that is the points here. Well, here we can see. Here my roasting point is only a question to Donald Trump, that why Donald Trump did not fulfill his responsibility when his responsibility is only to provide death penalty to Tulsi Gabbard. And now, here we can see these moments. Tulsi Gabbard deserves death penalty because she is the potential threat for her, the sovereignty of United States of America, to serving her slavery to whom the Mustafa Khomeini, the supreme leaders of Iranian terrorists. And now that is the significant threats we could notice at the moment. Okay, well, here we have discussed velocity, we have discussed here travel times, but now it is our points to discuss here. It is our points to discuss the kinetic powers. Okay, here we can see the kinetic energies at the moment. Well, now first of the points, what is the meaning of 256,000 km per second? And here we can see that is the moments. Well, that is almost 85.34% velocity of light. Okay. And now let's check at the moments. What is the value of lambda subtracted by 1 when the velocity of the United States Naval Military submarine would be 256,000 kilometers per second? And now let's check at the moments. Well, here we can see these points. Okay. Now 1 divided by bracket of square root of bracket of 1 subtract by words well, here we can see 1 divided by bracket of square root of bracket of 1 subtract by words, that is the moments, 0.8534 square. Well, enter bracket close. And now let's check it. What is the value of lambda? That is almost 1.91845. Hence, what is lambda subtract by 1s? That is 0.91845. Okay. Now let's check it. 306 multiplied by 10 to the power 22 will multiply by what? 0.91845. That we can see the kinetic powers. We can see the kinetic energy would be here. Well, 2811 quadrillions megajoules. Now let's check out the points. Well, here we can see 64 divided by 256 is always 0.25. Now here we can see this points 211 multiplied by 10 to the power 21. That can be multiplied by 4. And here we can see this the moments. It is almost 11,244 quadrillions megawatts. Okay, as in kinetic energy of United States naval military submarines according with the plans of Donald Trump. Okay, now what is the plans of Tulsi Gabbard at the points? Well, 160 divided by 36, that can be 4.5. It is round figure as a 5 meter per second. Is the meaning of 16 kilometer per hour. Okay. Now here is the moments. What is 170 subtract by now it is out of the topics, and here we can see the calculations of kinetic energies of United States naval submarines according with Tulsi Gabbard is 17 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 multiplied by 25, because their velocity is 25 meter per 25 meter square per second square. Okay, now here we can see as a calculations 17 multiplied by 25, that is the significance, that is here 425. Here we can see it is 425 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 joules. Okay, now let's check it. What is the kinetic powers? Here we can see the segments of the kinetic powers is the clear cut points. And here we can see this moments 425 multiplied by 10 to the power 6, that can be here divided by bracket of 4 multiplied by bracket of 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 seconds. Double bracket close. And now let's check it. What is the kinetic power? That is 29.6 watts. Okay. And now here is the moments. According with the plans of Donald Trump, United States naval military submarines kinetic power is 11,244 quadrillions megawatts. When according with the plans of Tulsi Gabbard, here the kinetic powers of United States military naval military submarines kinetic power is 29.6 watts. Where is 29.6 watts and where is here 11,244 quadrillions megawatts? That is here significant discussions, that is here, well, a significant difference of kinetic force. And here we can see this moments. Well, when Donald Trump is the president of United States of America to make United States of America as the strongest country of the world, that no one can invade the United States sovereignty. And here Tulsi Gabbard's plan is ready to destroy the sovereignty of United States of America. But the irony is that here still Donald Trump did not fulfill his responsibility to provide the death sentence to here Tulsi Gabbard, where Tulsi Gabbard contains double personal information. One personal information is Tulsi Gabbard is the director of National Intelligence Agency of United States of America. And second personal information is she is a spy of here Iranian terrorist. But still here our question is why Donald Trump as a President of United States of America did not provide the death sentence to Tulsi Gabbard. That is the significant questions from me to my honorable President Donald Trump. Okay. Now here students, Khudafiz, love you. And what the announcement is here, well, this podcast would contain the two more live episode. Hence here the second live episode would be here. Why Donald Trump did not take responsibility to provide death penalty to Kamala Harris. That is the significant questions at the moment. And here we can see that would be here the toxic feminism live streams. But now, well, I was researching for the toxic wokeism from Donald Trump just because here recently here we could see here Bangladeshi products can be sold in United States market only with the tariff of the 50%, that is the low amendment of tariff, and that is disappointing for me, the pro-Americans. Okay. Now I would take a rest and here I would be on the sleep. See you then.